What do you know about that, huh? So, anyways, get out the house here. It is a Saturday morning. Up before the family is here. Just gonna, hopefully some people will come on. Just kind of wanted to kick it, but just gonna go walk down to the, show you guys the truck. I got it all lettered up, all tatted up. Those are my dogs. They're crazy. Guard dogs. Who's up in here? I see somebody is. Say what's up if you would. I'm just walking down to show you guys my, I got the red Peterbilt working. First day yesterday, so that's pretty cool. What's going on, Cash? I haven't got a chance to check out your last video, but I like the clickbait portion. Sounds like trucking's doing pretty good for you. Sounds like you're still doing some pretty dang good numbers. So that's really good. Where are you at today? You in the city, or are you out trucking today? Man, I gotta get a different set here. I got some cool stuff down here I can show you guys today. What's going on, Greg? GM, is that where you're coming from? I don't know where the heck GM's at. Unless we're talking General Motors, I know that. We got one of the old lawn care trucks down here. We have the aluminum box. I got two of them down here. It's the other one. Both of them have the dump boxes. I just got these tires. You know, you guys, you can have a tire sales room for you. It's so nice. Well, here's the truck. That's 388. Yep, super value. I knew you were in town then. That's good. You're gonna have you're gonna hang around the cities then, Cash? You're from Maple Grove, is that right? Anyways, let me show you. So we got the just flip this camera around here. I got nothing going on, guys. I'm just doing a video. I like to put out positive content that has kind of encouraging and training. I got nothing to train on today, so I'm just, I mean, if you guys want to talk about something, we could talk about something. But so this one's got we used to have a tree service along, that was one of our branches of the lawn care, so that was our box for that. Still have a chipper. And like I said, there's one of the other trucks, but I just got these takeoffs. I don't know, I'm a fan of these takeoffs. You can get really good deals on takeoffs. These came off of a new truck, and I guess they were converting them to super singles, or maybe they wanted low pros or something, but I don't know. I'm excited about them. Got a pretty good deal on them. And then when I first got into trucking, I didn't like recaps because I wanted to have tires that were just as most reliable, eliminate problems as much as possible. But then I realized that you're just gonna have problems anyways, so retreads are okay in my opinion now. For local, I don't know about over the road, but what I do with the tires, they get wrecked so quick that, I mean, quicker than I would like, you know. So anyways, I really like this tread pattern for kind of the construction work. I don't know why, but I just like it. The cube tires. Like I say, those are retreads drives. Shot of the, I feel like a real trucker now. I own a Peterbilt, and it has a Caterpillar engine in it. So like, come on guys, that's pretty impressive, right? So Cash, you're off till Monday. You gonna do some fishing? That's what I'd like to do this weekend, go fishing. But I probably won't because, well, I definitely am not gonna be going fishing. Good morning, Greg, if you're still in here. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. I guess I can show you my fishing boat. It's very not impressive. It's back there in the weeds. It's actually Wankster's dad's boat. So I had to get that going. Boys out fishing. I say the boys because my daughter, she's not into fishing. She's more into, I don't know, stereotyping. She's more into doing girl things. What's still on here? Are you gonna go fishing this weekend, or what are you gonna do with your? What do you do with your time off? Oh snap! Abdullah's in the house. I seen you out there doing your side hustle. I haven't commented yet because I like to watch the whole video before I put up. But I did to watch it, making me think I need to get into some of that, hauling that food. Uber Eats checks and stuff. If anybody's watching this on the replay, let me give you a little. So Cash is king. I was talking to him. He has a YouTube channel that's very, I don't know. I really like it because he's talking about important things in the industry. So you definitely want to check him out. More to do with, I mean, he's a reefer driver, but he's actually kind of talking about some current events with trucking and how things get affected with the current events and trucking and stuff, which is always important when you're financially invested, you know, trying to think, hey, when this happens, then what's going to happen? Good. And he's been kicking it at the house for about a month, but I think he's probably going to be getting back going here soon, right, Abdullah? Let's see here. Well, Mo, you must be from Missouri, Greg. See an older truck for 45K, but I'm like, can take that 45K and buy a newer truck, 14 and above, have it deleted and roll with you. I think you're asking what I think about that. I don't love the idea of deleting stuff. I mean, I'm into, you know, I don't want to just basically, I'm not trying to ruin the environment. I have kids and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's like, good as it without deleting, you know? So Oh, Mo, yeah. I got you. Yeah, I mean, the first day that I had that truck out, it's got a little bit of some air, some weird things going on with it, but like some wiring things are going on. You're dragging wagon again. So you got any more to report, Mr. Abdullah? You haven't seemed very committed to me here. I want a progress report. Lined up and all sorts of stuff. I'm just giving you a hard time, but just I don't want to let you slip. So that's what you do. Hold on here. What did I miss? I'm gonna answer that, Greg, better than I did. I mean, I don't think you can go. I don't think it's a bad thing to delete a truck, Greg. I also don't think there's anything wrong with driving an older truck, but yeah, it's just hard when there's so much. Uh-oh, I got a leak. Coolant leak. The green bean is leaking coolant. I don't know how to answer your question, Greg. It's kind of hard to say what I want to say because you're not really supposed to delete trucks, you know what I'm saying? So that you probably get what I'm saying. I don't want to be on camera encouraging you guys to delete your trucks. Without answering your question. It says it's free. What else is going on? Give me something to talk about here. I wasn't even going to come on because I didn't really have anything to say. Oh, what did I title this video? I don't even know what I titled the video. And it's a beautiful day. I got people riding their bikes by my house. Out in the country here. I think I'm gonna have to do some mowing today. You guys got anything for me? Should I get out of here? Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Well, you gonna work? Is that gonna be tanker stuff or is it gonna be dry bulk that you're thinking? You gonna be local or are you gonna be doing some regional work with that work? What you're thinking about? Basically, Greg, the heck, I'm trying to get your comment. Read your comment, it keeps on going away. Let me read this. Nice, day cab tanker. That sounds sweet. That sounds real good. I think you have time to get your, yeah, obviously, I'm sure you have been in contact, but yeah, you'll have to talk with Dirt Broke about this, but I'm gonna get to that. Cash is king. Thank you for the question. Okay, so to answer the one question, I'm really struggling with it because I don't really know. I don't have a answer that I feel confident about. But given those two options, private party or dealership, I like dealing with private parties more than dealerships, just because I feel like you should be able to get, because a dealership basically puts lipstick on a pig, you know, and then they sell a truck and they get it all dolled up, and you can save some money by not having them polish it up, and it looks a lot nice. You get wrapped up in all the looks of the truck when the fundamentals might not be there. Sometimes it takes more courage to buy a truck that doesn't look all polished up, and you got to think about it a little bit more. But it's better to buy a truck, in my opinion, that hasn't had the engine washed off, and you just need to look at the truck for what it is. Also, when you buy a truck from a dealership, they tend to not have the history of the truck, so I prefer, I mean, the best case scenario is you buy a truck from somebody that you know and that you've watched the truck perform, or you know that person always has the truck clean. You know what you're getting, because you know even the character of that person. I mean, some people but you know that you might not want to trust them, but you might not want to believe everything they say at face value, but you at least know of them, that or whatever. That's the best way to buy a truck, in my humble opinion, is buying it from somebody that you know, or somebody that you trust that knows somebody else. And that's hard to do if you're just getting into the trucking industry. But if you are a company driver and you're just getting into the trucking industry, then I don't think it's as hard. I think it's fairly realistic to do. I know you were asking, Cash. I still want to know what you do on your free time when you're not working your butt off. I know you be putting in the miles, Cash. Just interested to know what you do. So, also, why, what you are if you're working towards anything with how hard you work. Be interesting to hear from you on that. But if I ever thought about hauling grain, I seen some numbers the other day that looked pretty good. Grain is actually pretty good, Cash. If you're willing to go over the road, I mean, you can do pretty dang good with it, and you don't even have to run the load boards. For me, and having my own authority, there's probably companies that you could just lease onto and do it, but fairly simple. You could you can basically find like one broker, like a broker agent, and I know of somebody that I could get you in contact with that kind of out in our area here, and her rates are unbelievable, and she's not very she's not like the brokers that people on YouTube get all annoyed about. She doesn't, sometimes she'll pay a round trip rate for something when she doesn't have to. You know, so let's say it'll be like $2 a mile from Minnesota going to Michigan. This is a legit load here. And whatever it paid so that it was like, I think it paid like $1.50 a mile round trip. Well, I would hope when you're in Michigan and you want to come back to the cities that you're going to be able to find something coming back this way that pays like about, you know, at least it's pretty much at least $2 a mile to $3 a mile one way is pretty average with the grain. I don't know if that's what you saw, Cash, but that's usually a one-way trip type of a thing. And then you just have to get something coming back. But it's not, I'm not an expert at it because everybody that drives for me says they'll drive over the road if they need to, but then they all never want to, so we just all drive local. But because I am in dry bulk, you know, we dabble a little bit with grain once in a while, or we try to mix the industries together to get a better, you know, get a backhaul going here and there. But yeah, that's pretty much my experience. If you're gonna haul grain locally, no, you know, we're competing with farmers that just do it to get home for a backhaul or whatever, and it doesn't seem to work very well. You know, they don't value their truck, they value their corn and their crops, and it doesn't work out. Very good. Very cool, Cash. I like it. I feel like the market's gonna go down here, but maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? I was driving around yesterday and there's a family of 7 that was on the corner. What's going on, Island Trucker? Welcome to the chat here. Where are you from, Island Trucker? No, I was driving around yesterday, and there's a family of 7 that was on the corner, homeless, I guess, holding a sign up. And I don't know, guys. I just don't know. But anyways, basically, that's terrible to see. But the point of that little random story, you gonna stay over in Maple Grove area? Is that what you're thinking, Cash? Or where are you thinking about buying at? Okay, Island Trucker. You must know Abdullah. You guys are hanging out on the beach in Florida together, teasing us Midwesterners. If you would, guys, give me a thumbs up. Get going, Greg, on that. Stop threatening to get into the grain business and get something going. This is how I look at it. I'm not saying to just throw money away, but sometimes if you overpay for a grain hauler, depending on what you do now, you know, but sometimes it just makes sense to pay a couple $1,000s more to get working. You know, you don't have to find the best deal. You just have to find something that's going to be reliable, and then the rest will work itself out. If I can give you a little advice, just the way I look at things there, Greg? Okay. Yep. One thing that I kind of decided to do, which sometimes I don't follow my own advice, but instead of chasing deals all around the country, I'd rather just buy something in my own state or surrounding state and pay a couple $1,000s more, because my time's worth something. If there's something wrong with it, then I can walk away from it and I don't feel so invested in it. And I can just get to work, you know. But the one thing that I would go travel for is like a nice truck out, like a southern truck that doesn't have any rust on. If that's what we're looking for, then yeah, I would definitely, I'd do that. $4,500 for a hopper in. What do you do for trucking, Island Trucker? I appreciate that, Greg. I'm trying to look at your icon. It looks like you might be into dump trucking, Island Trucker. Mo or Cash, I don't know. I think the numbers that you're putting up, I don't think you're gonna get any, like, over the, you know, I don't think from going to hopper to hauling grain to hauling and basically hauling grain, which might get you home a little bit more too. You know, I don't know what the goal would be, but okay. What kind of car hauler do you have? And what do you haul? New cars, Greg? Okay. Yep, we do the same out here. I haven't done it, but there's a company that I know of that I would say we kind of, whatever, know each other. That, you know, the owners, we kind of know each other, whatever. Sometimes bounce ideas off each other, but I wouldn't say they were. One of his big clients, I think they haul grain in the containers or some sort of commodities, and then the hopper trailers work does go hand in hand. So it does kind of sound like I know what you're talking about. It doesn't sound like a bad idea. Kind of diversify a little bit within the same industry. Yep. Greg, I don't know, you probably know this, but I got a 4-car, a Wally Mo, a true 4-car with a single axle, air ride, air brakes. I did all local with it. I just hauled new cars for Sierra Mountain, just in the winter time to keep some money coming in when my normal gig slows down. Highland Trucker, you got to help out Abdullah. He's trying to get the owner operator thing going on. Maybe you've been talking to him. You have to give him some contact or something like that. Guys, see the cotton falling here? It's allergy season in Minnesota. The big cotton trees up there dropping cotton. Holy bucket, 7 people in here. I just kind of fell asleep for a second. This is kind of boring, guys. Give me something to talk about here. I'm not going to be too much longer anyways. I'm guessing my family's going to be getting up soon, but really, you deal right with a repo guy. That's pretty interesting. What's up, Clay? Good morning to you. Welcome. You got something for us to talk about here? We got lots of people in here actually, but I'm just not, I got nothing to say. I just killing some time here. I was hoping some guys would have some questions I could maybe help somebody out, or maybe somebody could help me out. You never know. When am I gonna retire from trucking? Oh, that's a good little, it's something I could talk about. I don't think that I'll ever really retire because I love what I'm doing, you know. So to me, it's fun. I have a blast doing it, and then it's just not gonna happen. I'm just gonna always have something that I'm doing. I really don't work that hard, guys. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I don't know. I mean, I'm 34 years old, so I got a long ways to go till I technically could retire. But I mean, I guess when you talk retirement, I mean, I could, if I stop trucking right now, I mean, retirement to me would just be selling everything and then just trucking, taking one truck and trucking, you know. I mean, you still have people retire and then they just don't work as hard or whatever. They downsize and then they just keep working or whatever. I guess that's probably what I would do. And you know, if that was the case, I'd still truck, but whatever. How about you? Where do you want to retire? No, I don't have any videos about tires, Clay, but this video I was just showing that I got my sales guy dropped off some tires here. And I was actually talking about those, so yeah, I look old, I guess. I don't know. I thought I looked young, but yeah, I guess it's because I don't have much hair left anymore, so that's probably the problem there. That's a good video I should do. I'll talk about it now. I don't know about the Chinese tires. I think some of them are bad, but they have their different grades of tires, and if you buy a grade A tire, I believe it is, or a D or B tire, you're gonna get, it's got to hold up to whatever that grade is, you know, the sidewall or whatever. But if I guess and I said this in the video, but I used to be all for just virgin tires, and then I'd trade in the I would never get them retreaded. I would just trade them in for credit. But now I kind of changed my thought process, and now I don't have a problem with retreads. You know, I used to say I don't want any problems. Well, you're still gonna have problems, retread or not. I think you are in. If I will say this, I think you will limit problems if you run virgin tires. You will be more reliable, which I think is more important as an owner operator, because you have to keep rolling. But I'd love to hear what other people have to say about that. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to watch the replay, Clay. I can repeat it. I'll just show you guys. So one thing I'll say is I have a tire sales guy, and I love having salespeople work for me, like to do things for me, so I don't have to go pick up tires. Whenever he drops off tires, he'll take my old tires for free. You know, that adds up, you know, it's $10 a tire. So these are Hancooks. I mean, I think these Hancooks are probably China tires. So I don't know. They're okay, but the main thing is that the sales guy calls me and he says, hey, I got these takeoffs, which takeoffs are brand new tires that you don't pay FET on, and then they sell them at a used price. So I absolutely love that. I mean, I got a really good deal. Those are $400 tires a piece, and I paid $150 a tire for those. So I got a really great. Come here, Dot. Come here. What are you doing, Oakley? That's the baby. Oakley. I think they got a baby squirrel or a baby. Come here. They got a baby. What the heck are those things? Bunny. Hey, Dot. Dot. Drop it. Oh my gosh. I'm hearing this animal suffer. Come here. You guys got to deal with my drama. My home drama here. Come here. Oh, my feet are getting all wet. What do you have? Oh no. I'll show you guys. Come on, little guy. Can you go? Try to get him going here. Yeah, you wouldn't run them on the steers. No, I hear you there. That's a good thing too, you know. I don't know if those Hankooks are Chinese tires or not, but I wouldn't run them on the... I mean, I'll run Hankooks, but I'm not going to run some super cheap tires on the steers. Leave it. I mean, they're a pretty good tire. I think they're probably cheap. I'm assuming they're, when we're talking about, I mean, like I'll run Yokohamas. I used to run Yokohama Super Singles, but they're a soft tire, and pretty much any Super Single, they got to be real, chews them up bad. But they're a little. Yeah. Come on, girls. Come on. Oh, that was nasty. Sat on a wet blanket. Gosh, that was a disaster. My butt's wet. Come on, Dot. Come here. Cash, are you still getting unloaded, or are you headed home now? Come on, Dot. Come here. Come here. Come. Come on. Hey, Greg, you never answered my question. Ouch. Ouch. Well, maybe you did. You said you had a 4-car. Have you ever seen mine, or what do you got for a 4-car? Do you run a semi or a pickup truck? Yeah, one thing about trucking, Greg, is there's guys that do it to make money, and then there's other guys that do it to look good. And it's really hard for me to relate to the guys that want to look good. Now, there's nothing better than looking good and making lots of money, but there's a lot of guys out there that are not making money. All they're doing is looking good. And what I mean by that is with the tires, I mean, at some point well, this is one of my favorite quotes or sayings, where you're missing $1 because you have pennies in your eyes. I mean, you don't want to buy a tire that's so cheap, or put a used tire on if you can afford a new one, to then pay the guy to change the tire 3 times a year versus 1 time every other year. I mean, you're losing money by doing that, but otherwise it doesn't matter. Just keep on running. That's what it's about. Keep on trucking. If you start having more breakdowns because of your tires, then you better figure it out, because the breakdowns are killing you. But otherwise, just keep trucking. See, Cash, see, that's the thing. maybe I need to follow your videos more, but I did not know that you had a wife and kids. So yeah, grain would get you home more often, that's for sure. Greg, are you guys slow out there? I have a guy that he's a friend of mine, who runs a 9-car Stinger, and he's been driving for me for the past month, I'd say, maybe 2 months, full time. He's getting one load not even every week, probably one load every 10 days. And then he'll go and run his truck one day, for that week or whatever. But he's been slow. Cash, what do you think about all those Northern Metals trucks driving past you every day? You ever notice that? Wow. I don't know how to say it, but I have 3 kids, so I know 4 kids. That's a lot of kids. That's pretty impressive, Cash. And good. I'm glad. I mean, it's good for us to have kids, I think. Keeps us on our toes. Yeah, it's funny that I have the YouTube channel, Cash, because I don't know. My kids want to be in my videos and they want to have their own channel and this and that. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. Well, when if you live off of kind of the Maple Grove area where like McCrossen's pit's at, just look at all the Northern Metals trailers headed to Becker. They're heading to Becker from all over the place, but yeah, just something to think about for you. Now that I told you, you'll probably see them everywhere. But they have a yard in Maple Grove, and that's off of, what is it, Jefferson? I don't know what it's not Jefferson, but they take 610. They go 610. They go north on whatever the road is in Maple Grove, and then they go get on 610. It's right in your area, and I know it might be something you might want to look into. That's all I'm saying. I pull my 4, but really it's a 5 flip. The front car trailer with a Freightliner single axle with sleeper. Oh, that's cool. Which one of your, or which, I don't know if you have one son or whatnot, but what age is the one that wants to be the YouTuber? I don't know. One thing about the whole YouTube thing is I started my channel a long time ago. I feel like we'll get serious here for a second with what's going on with the whole racial stuff that's going on, and people. I put a message out or on my community page about a video about Richard Fain. He just did a video where he's talking about can't remember what the technical term is, but he's, black people. I don't even know what you want. I don't know. Black people want to, or some people think that we should get paid. We, as in I'm a black guy, should get paid to because of our past. And I don't know. What I don't like is waiting on somebody else. I mean, we as a people, as everybody, black, white, doesn't matter. We just have to take the responsibility into our own hands and just make a decision, and then go and then move forward, and that's kind of the problem, I believe. But I say that because I don't know, I've always, I guess subconsciously, that's why I do my channel, is to kind of like help other people out. So that's why I started my channel a long time ago, just to kind of show people. And I think back when I started, I was doing lawn care, and I probably wanted, it was a financial thing back there, but now it's specifically more of just a way to give back. The problem is that sometimes I run out of time, and then I can't do it, or my wife will be like, you need to have priorities here. You only have so much time, and then you're devoting it to YouTube, so but one cool thing, this is all over the place, Cash, is one cool thing about my YouTube channel is I actually am almost monetized. Because I have over 1,000 subscribers, and I have over 4,000 hours of watch time. So I don't really understand why I'm not monetized, but I guess I'm not real worried about it, but it is kind of cool, I guess. Okay, back to the questions. Do you have a opinion, optional point of number, optimal point of number of trucks for your fleet? Went to a seminar and guy said 5, then owner op the rest, but didn't have exact reason. Maybe too many different variables like personal goals. Cash, what is that question? What are you asking? Is that be Kurt wire? I'm not following that, what you're asking, Cash. Yeah, I should be able to, Cash. I'll have to check it. Clay, you went to that seminar. There's a lot of there's so many variables. I kind of am laughing in my head, like some guy talking about, telling somebody what's appropriate for somebody's own personal situation and goals. I don't know. I guess what I always think is, I almost think that saying this sounds very arrogant, but I don't know if it does. But to you guys. You tell me what you think, but my thought process on it is, when is enough enough? Like, it's I have 7 trucks. And I've said this before, the most I ever grossed in a year was 2018 tax return, and I grossed $2.2 million, and at the time, you know, I only had, it doesn't matter how many trucks you have if you're running a trucking business / brokerage, you know, because just think of, if let's just say that a broker takes 10%. So if a broker takes 10% of 2.2 million and I was a broker, then I would be profiting 200 and, what would that be, 200 and, oh, just over $200,000, you know. So it doesn't even matter how many trucks you have, is I guess the point of what I'm saying. Because if I had no trucks and I just had the accounts, I would have made $200,000, which to me, come on, Dot, come here. She's got that dang bunny. But anyways, so I mean, I feel like it's funny because, you know, I didn't go to college. I did go to college for a year, but it's just humble beginnings, you know. But like, this guy is on stage telling you how many trucks you need or what's a good number, and honestly, you don't need any trucks. You just need a, you know. So I don't know if that makes sense. Is it making sense what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you don't, if there's a certain amount of money you need to make, you don't even need trucks to get there. You just need a desire, and you need to know about the industry. Now, I have 7 trucks. Kind of how I do it is, as I get good drivers, then I put them to work. You know, I'm willing to buy a truck for a driver, and sometimes I'm willing to buy a truck before I have a driver, if the right opportunity comes up. I try not to force anything. It's just, if the opportunity is there, I want to grow. But I'm just going to go the path of least resistance. Sometimes I take advantage of somebody that has good character, that's an owner-operator. Then I'll go and I'll invest into that owner-operator. Sometimes I'll find somebody that has good character that's a driver. Then I'll invest into that. Sometimes I'll have a really good opportunity to buy a truck at a low price. Then I might invest into that, and then I need to go backwards and actually then find a driver. So it's just wherever the best value is how I do it. And then the amount of trucks that I want, I don't know. I you know, like, the goal is, for me, is at the end of my life to be happy with what I did, and then to leave a legacy for my kids. You know, at the point of where I'm at now, I make decisions based off of what I want to do, what feels good to me, and a lot of it's, even with the way that I do my finances, it's set up long term. There's no short term decisions in what I'm doing. Everything's long term. Tomorrow, next week, it doesn't matter. It's more, when I die, what's going to happen with what I do. What do I need to set up so that my grandkids are set up, you know? Like strategies, tax strategies of not paying taxes until my kids inherit our money. You know, if that's even what I want. I don't even know. You know, I don't know. I don't want my kids to inherit problems. I mean, I don't know. A lot of my videos I do too, so that my kids can watch them and see the struggles that I've gone through over the years, you know, kind of like a documentation. The Northern Metals trucks are driving right past you, Cash, and they're headed to Becker, yeah. Becker, Minnesota. No, 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 no. Quiet. Quiet. Dot. No. No. Dot. Come here. Hey. Come here, Dot. Dot. Hey, get over here. Good girl. That's a good girl. Come here. You're such a good girl. You're just a listening girl, huh? Yeah, it's a good girl. Don't tell anybody I talk to my dogs like that. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Dot. Oakley will come here. Come here, Oak. Come here, girls. Yeah, it's so good. You're such a good girls. Uh-oh. Yeah. Come here. Yes, my girls. These are my girls. They watch the house when I'm gone. They're vicious killers. Quiet. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Come here. Yeah, I love German Shepherds. So I guess, Cash, what I would tell you about Northern Metals is you can make more money working at Northern Metals than trucking over the road. But the problem is when they don't need you anymore, then what happens? You know. So is it worth investing, taking a risk and investing for something that could go away? You know. So it's just one of those things that you just don't know. Yeah, Clay, you're welcome. Get into that 66 minutes into the video. I feel like that was worth the whole thing there. Could have just had a little short video talking about that, though. I do also want to say that I do feel like I'm one bad decision away from being out of business, or one bad, like in trucking, an accident or something. So I'm not saying that I don't know what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that I'm bulletproof. I'm just saying that that's what my thought process is. And financially, yeah, I do well, but I also have, bigger bills and whatever. But and then to go on along with that whole thing about 5 trucks is good, then owner operators, blah blah, whatever. No one talks about this, but the goal isn't how many trucks. It's the people that you know, and how much value you can bring to those people. I mean, that is the key to success. And at some point, you got to worry about paying your bills. But once you can get past worrying about paying for your bills, you need to worry about how you can help out other people accomplish their dreams and goals. And then when you get to that point, then it gets to be fun, and then money starts flowing to you. But you got to get past yourself and ask different questions. What's going on, Dirt Bro? Good to see you. It is this weekend. You got to work tonight, or you got a 2-day weekend this week? I don't miss lawn care, Cash. when I got into lawn care, so I did lawn care with Winkster, my father-in-law, and then we invested in our first that truck right there together, and we just had, it was just family business drama. So that's all right, or keep you out of trouble. This old guy that I know from side dumping days, he always says, work, work, work. That's all I'm good for. But anyways, as I was saying, Cash, basically, we just had a lot of freaking family business drama. So I don't miss that aspect of it. And then as far as the freedom, because that's what I thought I was going to miss was, being, stuck in the truck. And because that's what I thought trucking was a trucking business. I thought was driving a truck, which it's not. A trucking business is just as fulfilling to me as meeting a client at their house and going over a landscape project or taking a tree down. You have clients, and there's a customer service aspect. There's a challenge behind it, and it doesn't. As long as you don't keep spending your money as you make it on things that cost you more money, and you can keep your expenses low, then you can have the freedom to do the things that you want to do, like that. And what I'm saying is that was with the lawn care. I had that because I drive around. Oh, I'm going to run to the bank today, or I'm going to go out to meet one of my friends for lunch. I mean, you can't do that when you're running a business. When you're an owner operator truck driver, you've got to just focus on what you're doing, because even stopping to get gas, or even stopping to fuel up can screw up your whole day. I mean, everybody on here knows that. A 5-10 minute stop can be cost hundreds of dollars at the end of the day, because you missed a round or you missed your drop time. You got to wait till the next day. So that's tough. But once but also, if I was an owner operator lawnmower, and I compared that to being an owner operator truck driver, that would be the same thing. It'd be go, go, go. But the difference, I don't know if that makes any sense, Cash. What's going on, E Foxtrot 95? Where are you located at, 95? Any extra info would be great, but yeah. So you did lawn too then, huh, Cash? Oh, what the heck? You're right here. You are right here. You are my neighbor. This is a good place to do what do you do now then, 95? Just like over the road type stuff? No, I don't have them all doing the same thing, Greg. 95, I'm going to answer your question. I'm just waiting to hear what you do now. Got to get some insight before I just go rattle off an answer. No, it's kind of weird. That's actually was going to title the video, was going to be something around basically, what do you do when your client goes out of business? Do you go out of business, or do you move on to the next client? I don't know how I was going to title it, but then I just said, I don't know what I want to say, so I'm not going to say it. But Greg, back to what you asked. Basically, we do a lot of scrap metal with end dumps, aluminum, steel, like the high sides, and then we do the low side, which would be like a lower side of an end dump. Doesn't hold as much volume. And then we work for the biggest sand and gravel company in town, or the biggest concrete company in town, ready mix company. And then we work for one of the biggest asphalt companies in town. And then every one of those companies, I mean, besides the fact that summertime is busy, the busiest because we live in a place where there's seasonal climates, they all have, sometimes every one of those clients is writing the biggest checks to our company. You know, like they all have times when they're really busy. And sometimes it's unfortunately at the same time, and then you have to choose. But a lot of time it's not, you know, it's just, there's just different times when different people are busy. And I kind of did a video talking about, that's what's great about trucking is you back your truck up to a different dock. You know, you can move it, and you can go and work for somebody that's busy all the time, and you don't have to pout about something specifically, but you always have to be open to the next relationship, you know, and actively growing. Otherwise you're going to get I feel like if you get complacent, you're going to go out of business. You got to constantly be willing to pivot and adjust and keep on opening up the relationships to different places. Yeah, scrap metal. I'm actually dirt broke. I'm buying my first high side big scrap metal trailer. It's a 46 by 100 inch high, 46 feet long, 100 inch high. It's called an E-Pack Air Ride 2014 power tarp. So that'll be my first venture into that. I should be picking it up this week. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to you here, eFoxtrot 95. So I am very biased in this one, you know, kid. You gotta think of me as a recruiter here, because I got some fresh blood that's looking to do what I do, you know. So you got to be careful with me on this one, because my finances are affected by the answer that I give you. 95. Let me see. I got to see what your question was. I'm looking to try something different. What do you think of side dump / end dump? I mean, I'm doing it, you know, so I think it's great. But this is what I'll tell you about the industry right now. The people, you know, the main thing is customer service in trucking, which is not talked about. My oldest son there, he just going into middle school. So customer service is key, and there's lots of trucking companies that are getting exposed right now because they do stupid things. They have no integrity. They overcharge. What I mean by overcharge is if it's an hourly job, they're always accidentally adding 2 hours to their truck and hoping no one sees it. When everybody sees it, it's bull crap, you know. And sometimes the trucks have the power because they're needed so bad that in the back of somebody's mind, just think of it in your own what happens with you. And this is a long-winded answer, but just you got to go with me, because you got to hear the whole thing. So like, just think about your guys in your own lives when you've been in a situation that you didn't like, but you couldn't do anything about it. Let's say you hated your job, but it paid good, and your finances weren't in a situation where you could leave it, to do something else. Well, that's what's going on right now in my market locally with trucking. This is a great time to get replaced because the market is actually fairly slow for the whole industry, and I don't really think that I'm in the same industry as side dumpers, but side dumping and dumping dump trucks, there's been lots of guys that have been basically screwing off and just thinking that they just crap gold, and they don't. And there's a lot of guys that are struggling right now. I was just talking to one of my friends. I can't really go into it too much detail, but basically he was doing a landscape project, and I asked him, what are you doing a landscape project for? Aren't truckers hard to come by? And then he just said that they have dump trucks sitting, and trucks sitting, and brokers are calling asking if they have work. So this is what I'm basically trying to say is there are opportunities out there, but jumping into what you want to do right now, it might be good just to stick with something that you already have figured out and just research it more. I mean, we can talk more offline too, because I guess I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard one for me to actually give you an unbiased opinion, because I am a broker, so like I could run you, you know what I mean? And then, but that's not what this is about at all. So, but it's not, I wouldn't commit to you right now, because it's not a good time to get started. Work is actually, it's not in abundance right now, and everybody, some of the shops that I work at, they're telling me, like what Robert Kiyosaki talks about is you can be an insider, and that's what I am in trucking. Is, a lot of times I'll know about something that goes for sale before it hits Craigslist or Marketplace, and if something does hit Marketplace that I didn't know about, I know who it is. I know a lot about my local market and what's going on, and stuff like that before it happens or whatever. And one thing that's happening right now is all the local places that sell wet kits, they're selling multiple wet kits a day. Their shops are putting on, all they're doing is they become a wet kit shop. They're a full shop, but all they're doing is putting wet kits on trucks. Well, what do you think that's going to do for the market? It's going to saturate it. But the one good thing is for me, but I still have to, be cautious, is that all these people are flooding the market. And so far, all it's done is it's helped me find drivers at ease. I can find drivers easily, because the drivers are, they're not going and getting direct clients, and my direct clients aren't taking on new companies, because the companies that they have already are fulfilling their needs. The only reason a company would take on, a new company is if the company that's doing it now isn't cutting it. And everybody's exceeding expectations right now because the numbers are so low. So it's easy to find. So I don't know. I'm going on a tangent, and I don't know if that helps you out, 95, but if you have another question based off what I said, let me know. Long story short, if it's what you want to do, look into it. But it's a tough market right now for somebody just getting into it. I don't know if my niche can be factored, Clay. I'm not into factoring. Let me tell you what it is with this, with what the business of trucking is so huge. That's another, I just did a video on different ways you can make money in trucking, and I did not put any thought into it. That was just the stuff that came off the top of my head. If you guys haven't watched my last video, I'd encourage it. I actually wrote on a whiteboard, so it was pretty gangster. But basically, there's so many different ways to make money in trucking without trucking, and factoring is one of them. And I don't think there's any. So if you're gonna put your bills on a credit card and not pay them off every week or every month, and you're gonna pay interest, then it makes sense to factor, okay? But if you can pay them off every month, collect the points that you get on your credit card, then it doesn't make any sense. Now, I don't know if I can factor or not, but I just feel like a cheapo and a hassle to my clients if I even ask that question. Like, they don't want to deal with that. Like, and that's how I look at everything. I look at, like, how would I deal with this? And, like, I always put myself in my client's shoes. Like, if there's a problem and I need to call the client, I might just take 5 minutes and Google it rather than have to bug them with something that I would appreciate a driver just, if you don't have the address, just Google it and just figure it out. Don't call me with that. And it's kind of the same with the way I treat my clients. So I actually would rather. Okay, so anyways, the point of what I'm saying is what everybody on here that's aspiring to be a trucking company and that would ask a question about factoring needs to understand is that factoring is a business that has to do with trucking. You need to always ask yourself, how can I, as a trucking company, make more money? You can make more money by not spending the little bit of percent on. So let's say it's a 2%, okay? 2% of $1 million is, what is that? $2,000 a year, which isn't much. If I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But 2%, so that's $2,000. But then what if you get 2% cash back on your credit card? So now that's an extra $2,000. So now you just paid for a vacation. So you off of that $1 million, you just basically created money out of nothing that would have been sucked out of you by, is it 20 grand? See, now that's the problem. 2%, that's 20,000. Now we're talking real numbers here. 2% of $1 million is $20,000. That's crazy. Why would you ever factor? Yep. Yeah, off of $1 million. Is it 2,000 or is it 20,000? It might be 20,000. So you see what I'm saying? Now off of 200,000, it's not that much, but it adds up. And I guess where I'm going with this is, what if you were the factoring company? What if that was your side hustle? What if instead of you getting factoring and somebody sucking money out of you, what if that was one simple thing where you had your money right and you could be the factor? So now all of a sudden, see, like, all this stuff that the big guys do, that people want to get upset about and say it's all set up for the big guys to do. There's no reason that the little guys can't do it, unless you can't, because you're not financially able to. What I'm saying is as a company, as a little company, the reason that I am where I am today is because of the little things. Now, do I want to take advantage of somebody? No. But I don't look at it as taking advantage of somebody. I look at it as offering them an opportunity, and then I still am telling them, please, at some point, you have got to make a change in your life, and you got to do this on your own. So I'm being honest with them, but what I'm basically saying is if you need me to factor for you, then I'll do it. I'll factor. I'll take that 2% that's not that big of a deal. I'll cut you a check, 3 weeks early, and I'll take the 2% on top of the other percents I'm taking. And all it is it's adding value. And I'm getting off on a tangent, but basically all I'm saying is that, yeah, no, it doesn't even matter. It's just you ask the question, and it's a learning lesson where it's like you are the one that needs to offer the factoring. You need to get in a spot where that's you. That's what makes me able to live my dreams, is because I'm helping people out and I'm getting paid for it. But it's not good at the same time. It's not that's the difference between me and how I make myself feel good about it is I tell people they need to work their way off it. One thing is, though, with the trailers is the people that pull my equipment are going to run before somebody that owns their own, and that's just a business thing. Like, sometimes it's worth paying an extra 10% to just run consistently versus making 10% more but then only working half the year or something like that. And that's just a business, whatever. But then, okay, so then the other part of that question, Clay, man, you made me work hard for that thumbs up. Anybody in here that wants to give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. As Dirt Broke says, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. The other part of your question is how many net days do they pay? Everybody's all over the place with that. What's going on, Aaron? Another Floridian on here. Bunch of people representing Florida today. Wait. Yeah, Aaron, you're from Florida, right? You're another car hauler. Anyways, what I was saying was everything is different. Everyone's different, but most people are net 15 to 30 days. And that might be one way you decide who's a better client, is the person that pays you faster. Yeah, huge discount or better service. Give them better service. Give them what they want. So, Clay, I am, to answer this question here, anytime this sounds crazy, but It sounds really foolish, but it sounds, I don't know, kind of egotistical. But so if I'm starting with a new company, the odds are is that I'm not going to have like 10 trucks on with them. You know, I might have 1 truck on with them. I'm going to work for them for 2 months. So the most, you know, let's say that I was doing $20,000 a month with that 1 truck. Let's say 1 truck, $20,000 a month. So the worst case scenario is it's $40,000 I'm out and they don't pay, which is, that's worst case scenario. I mean, but, and the craziest part about it is if I have a driver on the job, you know, I'm losing out on, let's just say their wages is 30% of $20,000, which would be 10% would be 2, 4, 6. So it'd be like 6,000 plus fuel. Let's just call it $10,000 I'm losing out on, right? It's one of those things where it's I can afford to take that risk, and I'm not gonna, and it, I mean, but at the same token, in my whole life of trucking, I've never not been paid, and I work for reputable companies. Actually, I did not get paid 1 time. The guy is a sleazebag, and I heard that he got paid from the client, but it was a luckily we didn't do the job long, and it was like $3,000, and it was like, it's not like we're doing hundreds of thousands of dollars with the company, you know. But most companies that I'm doing huge revenue with every month, we've been working for them for years, which doesn't mean that 1 year they couldn't decide that they're going to go bankrupt. You know, I don't know. But even companies that have gone bankrupt that I work for in the oil industry, in the fracking industry, they paid me. I heard rumor they didn't pay some people, but I don't know if I even believe that. But they did pay me, so I am an over-trusting person, though, Clay. I am very focused on relationship building versus, and I feel like sometimes building a, oh, son of a biscuit, Aaron. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got you mixed. I think the other guy is Aaron too, that I got you mixed up with, but I know who you are now. Sometimes I, basically, I focus more on relationship building than actual business decisions, which, all right, Dirt Broke, have a good one. I'm about to get off here too. I focus more on the relationship side of things versus, I don't know. It's not actually, I don't think it's very good. But I've been very blessed where I've been paid, put it that way. But yeah, guys, I better get back to my family here. If anyone has a quick question, I'll definitely answer it quick. I'm not going to be long-winded. It's just going to be a yes or a no. Then I'm going to get up out of here. I'll give it a minute because I think the comments are come a little bit late. But all right, Greg, have a good one. Thanks for kicking it with me. Thanks, Clay. Okay. Yep, I know who you are now, Aaron. There's another Aaron that hauls cars in Florida. Thanks, Cash. Yeah, man. That's cool to hear about your kids and stuff. Actually, I don't know. I like hearing about that kind of stuff. I like to know about it a little bit, but I definitely, yeah, I don't. It's just good. Just helps me I like to hear. So it's good to hear you're a family man, and that's awesome. All right, guys, I'll have a good weekend. Hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you later. Bye.